Okay, hello. Hello guys. So, I'm gonna quickly set this up before go here. It's concurrent. Okay, I'm gonna quickly set a notification on Discord so that everyone can join, but I wanted to do a quick live stream just going over the SPY indicator, going over market sentiment, going over the market sentiment, and then going over the Qualcomm play. So just be patient. I'm gonna quickly send a notification through Discord right now. You guys can chat in the chat, and I think I can see it, so we can communicate that. But we might have a delay, probably. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna quickly send a notification now. Okay, so I'm sending the notifications right now on all the Discords. So I have a bot which talks through all these servers. So I'm gonna quickly do that right now. Last server, streaming live right now. Okay, so I'm sending the notification. So you guys can talk in the chat, and I can see the chat. I'm gonna quickly close Discord right now. So let's wait for everyone to come here. But congratulations on Qualcomm. I'm loving this wick right now. It is following market sentiment. So SPY, QQQ right now. But as you guys can see, very nice wick right over here. It got bought off right at the support. If we're seeing this wick right over here, as you guys can see in the previous candles and the previous bounces, we are good, especially if we're looking at the weekly. The weekly looks very, very interesting, and personally I'm watching the weekly close, because the weekly, the bigger the time frame, the more confidence we have and the more it matters. Okay, so we're looking at the weekly, and as you guys can see, we got these wicks, which shows us it's a major support, and people bought off a major support. And then we bought calls right over here. I think we had like some November 3rd expirations, somewhere in November. But as you guys can see, this is setting up for a whole descending triangle run up, and then we have earnings coming up. Now we got time on our contracts. That is why I wanted to swing 2 contracts. But what I wanted to show you guys is weekly time frame. Okay, the bigger the time frame, the more stronger the push. And again, we want to look at trend. We also have Amazon, but I want to go over my SPY indicator. Okay, so first thing, it only works on the daily. Now if you guys do want the SPY indicator, okay, so by the way, this is a live stream, it's not a YouTube premiere, so I can see the Discord. So if you guys do have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna go over unusual whales later on, but we're looking at the SPY indicator. So again, this indicator, it was made by me, and I'll show you guys, I'll make a whole video on it later on, but a long signal came in off of the 100 EMA. Now you guys can go to tradingview.com, go to indicators, and type $SPY indicator, and the one where it says by fire circle 104, you guys can actually get the script, and then it works very nice. But I'm looking at SPY right now, and as you guys can see, it's setting up for a very nice inverse head and shoulder breakout. So this is what I'm watching for the market sentiment, especially since we have Qualcomm calls. Qualcomm just looks amazing right over here. We sniped the bottom, and it just looks very nice right over here. We also have this downtrend breakout, which just looks very, very nice. Now if you guys do have any questions, let me know in the chat, because I am seeing chat right now. So how to use unusual whales, I actually bought it yesterday. Okay, so I bought yesterday unusual whales, and I'm just kind of like going through it right now. If you guys do want to buy it, I do have a coupon code for unusual whales. It's just fire cycle 114. I'll pull that up later on. But Qualcomm looks very, very nice, especially if we close above resistance for Qualcomm. So if you guys do have any questions, let me know in the Discord. But again, for SPY, I'm looking to grab calls. Again, we're sitting at this support right over here. Okay, this is a inverse head and shoulder breakout. So as you guys can see, we have the left shoulder, we have the inverse head, and then we have the right shoulder, and our stop loss would be below 433. Okay, if we don't hold the 433, the wick level, and then we're cutting it. So I'm watching for possible play on SPY calls right over here. And the main thing about this market sentiment is, yes, it's a pretty rough month. I've been having a red month. I'll be covering that in another video, but I want to look at, like Boeing. So there were a lot of fake outs. We're looking at Boeing. I made a whole video on this. We had this downtrend breakout, and as you guys can see, we had a ton of rejections, a ton of fake outs, and my new strategy was buying in at the support, major weekly support. That is how we played TSM. Okay, we sniped the bottom on TSM. That was a nice 50%, and then we grabbed Qualcomm. Okay, this is the best strategy that is working for me right now. Okay, buying in at the support, a major support, especially the weekly, because we're going to be having a tight stop loss, and then if we're playing a resistance, we need it to trend up. Okay, we need the market to trend up. Once we're like in the support, the market can trade sideways. So as long as if we have time, we're good. And SPY looks very nice. I want to also go over QQQ. Okay, so I was hoping that we could like touch this support right over here, because again we have like this symmetrical triangle breakout right over here. But this is my chart for QQQ. Again, we're in this downtrend right now. Okay, we're in a downtrend. Until we break out of this uptrend, we're good. And again, we had catalysts. We had the CPI, Consumer Price Index, which again, it takes all of the prices of 400 retail products, and if they're going up, inflation is going up. And you guys can just watch the weekly watch list. But overall, pretty flat for today. If you guys do have any questions, let me know, because I am viewing live chat right now. I also wanted to talk about actually bear flags. So for setting a stop loss, so I was like looking at, for example, QQQ or even Qualcomm. Okay, so we're actually trending up right now. Okay, this looks absolutely beautiful. Oh my god, this just looks very nice. So look at Qualcomm right now. We're kind of bear flagging right now, and then we have this very nice wick. And the best part is that we're holding support. Okay, that is very nice. If we're holding support, we have a very nice stop loss at break even. That is the main thing that I am looking at. Is this a risk-free trade? Is it worth holding overnight? So this looks very nice. Again, we have this nice wick, and then QQQ is also trending up, which is very interesting. And again, downtrend breakouts. There are a ton of strategies right over here. Just looking at this chart, we had a downtrend breakout right over here. I'm only looking at SPY calls. I'm looking at SPY calls. Again, we had the inverse head and shoulder, but I'm waiting for a close. What do you think of Tesla? So again, I can see the chat. If you guys do have any questions, let me know. So let's look at Tesla right now. So Tesla had a very nice breakout. I covered this in the watch list. You guys have to watch the weekly watch list, because there are a ton of plays that I do not alert, and that is why I am making the SMS alerts. So Tesla broke out of right over here. I actually had a Tesla on the weekly. I made a video on it, but above 800, I think 800 will be the support now, because as you guys can see, we kind of broke out right over here. So I think we're going to be testing 800, because whenever we usually break out, for example, Apple is a example. Whenever we break out of a major resistance, we kind of retest it. So I'm expecting that for Tesla, but I wouldn't play it. And this was on the watch list, by the way. So thoughts on Facebook. So Facebook looks nice and all, but I just prefer Amazon way over Facebook. I'm looking at this downtrend breakout again, just holding this level. That's it for Facebook. No gaps. Actually, this wick looks very nice. Okay, this is a hammer stick. Okay, this is a hammer stick. So just search up what hammer stick. So hammer stick is a very nice candle, as you guys can see. A bullish indication. So not a bad buy. I would set a stop loss below, but I'm just more of an Amazon guy since it's been trading flat for like a whole year. How about Google? Let's look at Google. Okay, so Google, again, whole market, it's forming this inverse head and shoulder again, which is a bullish reversal indication. Okay, so Google looks very nice right over here. We have the support right over here, and then we kind of have like this inverse head and shoulder breakout right over here, which looks very nice. I was also looking at Neo. Okay, I have a lot of lines over here. I'm gonna erase these. But as you guys can see, Neo is trading very flat. It's trading sideways on this channel right over here. And then we kind of had this falling wedge breakout right over here. And then we have this gap right over here. How to get SMS alerts. So SMS alerts are not out yet. It's very, very complicated, and basically the form that I sent out, the Google Forms, I've been having trouble just getting those numbers and putting it on like Twilio, which is what I use. So I use Twilio for my numbers, but basically I'm going to be sending out another Google form to get phone numbers, but only US numbers this time. I think the problem was with international numbers, or like people in Canada or Europe, so I think US numbers only. So I'm working on making a spreadsheet for that and then sending out on Discord later on. And SMS alerts are going to be all automated right over here. For example, we had like this AMD breakout. Okay, this was on the watch list, this was all clear, but I didn't alert it. And you know, these alerts are going to be on the SMS alerts, technical alerts only, and they're mainly for screening, scanning ideas, if you guys want ideas or anything like that. But again, we're removing the emotions on SMS alerts. The point of those SMS alerts are going to be breakout alerts. So whenever a stock breaks out or, you know, hits a support, we alert. I might have like a teaser or something, but yeah, SMS alerts, working very, very hard on that. I'm also working on a newsletter potentially. Clove, please. Okay, so let's look at Clover Health. Okay, so this is like one of those stocks which is kind of like a dead stock. I would like look at like, you know, like TLRY. I don't want to play these type of stocks. These stocks need very high volume, especially if you're doing it for the long term. I would only recommend growth stocks because these stocks are very, very high risk. As you guys can see, it's trading flat. We have very low volume, but once it does get volume, it's potentially a meme right over here. I did have Clover charted. We had this gap fill right over here. I did make a video on it, but we did not enter this gap. This is Clover. Hello, Rick. Yeah. Can you look at BABA? I don't want to talk about BABA. So it's still in this downtrend. That is all we know. I'll be making a video on BABA and Amazon because I did get Amazon instead of BABA. I kind of replaced Zoom. So Zoom is another one of those stocks, you know, kind of like a fad. Like, you know, we have vaccines now, and I would honestly not play the stock anymore. You know, we had like TLRY, we had Zoom. These stocks are gonna fade away slowly, very, very slowly, and honestly, I'm not gonna even like look at this. Like, kind of had this downtrend breakout, but I would just be careful with not playing Zoom. CCL, travel stocks. Okay, so let's talk about airlines now, since someone mentioned it. So if we actually look at JETS, which is the ETF for airlines, we had a breakout around September 24th, and then we kind of retested this support. So all airlines are sitting in at a support, a very nice support. So again, when we break out, the resistance becomes the support. So we're kind of sitting in the support right now. So if we look at CCL, it's sitting in this support. It can form a potential head and shoulder, but I don't have any ideas or any plans for this. I am watching Boeing though. It's kind of falling right now. It's kind of having in this downtrend right now, but I'm just watching this potential breakout for a play later on, and then this gap right over here. Good video. Can you? Yeah. So this is a live stream. I was pretty bored, and you know, again, market sentiment is very wacky right now. So if you guys do have any questions, let me know in the comments. This looks like another one of those dead stocks. A lot of dead stocks. I would never touch these. I guess like small caps. I would just never like play them unless if you're into like penny stocks. Like if there's like a news, like a catalyst, for example, like a FDA or something. But I would never like touch these, you know, under $10. Adobe. So Adobe had this downtrend breakout, and it's kind of like in a position where it's just gonna like trade sideways. Like again, the market doesn't move like up, down, up. So we're kind of looking to trade sideways right over here. I mean, it had a incredible run right over here. I'm pretty sure I made a video on it. Oh, I think we had the gap fill video. But it had an incredible run. So I think it needs to rest. Probably trade sideways, like form something and break out right over here. But man, it had an incredible run on Adobe. Definitely appreciate. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, trying to keep it as simple as possible right over here. I'm messing around with unusual whales right over here. Still not too sure on how it works, but kind of messing around as I was looking at plug right over here because it gapped up, and I was looking to like play puts for this gap fill. I mean, it just looks overextended, but I'm just watching right now because you don't want to be like, fighting the trend. So I'm just watching plug right now. Can you post this video on your channel? Yeah, I think it'll be up later on. So I think once the stream is over, you'll be able to watch it again. So how do you manage my risk? So the main thing is like putting 10% in each play. So $10,000 account, I usually have a $10,000 account. You'll see me buying usually 1,000 into each play. So I put is probably 2,000 into a play, but the main thing is that if the trade fails, I've enough capital to play other trades. So what I would do is you have $10,000, you put 10% in each trade. Okay, so 1,000 into each trade. You have 9 tries, 10 tries to not blow that account up. Okay, that is how I see it as and how I play it as. Okay, and that is all basically. You gotta have more wins than more losses and never over leverage. So for example, we had this TSM play, which was very nice. We had a win, and then we had a loss on Boeing this week, which was minus 15%. And then we had a Qualcomm play, which was 30%. So with just that 30% over 15%, we were green for the week. But if you do over leverage, especially in a bull market, I would tend to like over leverage if I'm super confident on this play, but just manage your risk and position size and guiding them. Roblox, please. Let's look at Roblox. So I charted this a while ago. So it had a symmetrical triangle breakout, and yeah, it's just, so we kind of have like this downtrend breakout line right over here. Yeah, so it's gonna just go for this resistance probably, hold this level. How do you look at Greeks? I mainly look at IV. Okay, if IV is above 40%, for example, the HUT play we did. Okay, so I'm still in HUT. I have a option on Robinhood, and then I have 100 shares. So if we're looking at HUT, okay, I alerted a play on HUT, and I was looking at the Greeks, and the IV is insanely high. I'm talking about 200%. So whenever we have high IV, what we need is a high momentum move, so a high percentage to be profitable. So it's harder to be profitable on a high IV play. So for the HUT play, I did say going in very light. I only got 1 contract for the option play and then 100 shares. The HUT play looks very, very nice because again we have this huge massive cup and handle right over here, and then we kind of have this support right over here, which is kind of like our stop loss right over here. So as you guys can see, this handle is holding up very, very nice, but I have January expiration. I'm want to hold my shares to January, because again, Bitcoin looks very, very nice if we do break all-time highs, especially for the Christmas bull run. Bitcoin looks very, very nice. And then we have HUT. But never play like options are very tough on like Riot, Mara, HUT. That is why I'm mostly playing shares on HUT, because the IV is very high. So I would watch the the IV and then the data, mostly that, when I'm looking at option Greeks. Thoughts on IWM? So IWM, it's just trading sideways. It's so yeah, it's just trading sideways right over here. Again, a potential rotation in the future. Actually, I have a whole chart right over here, but as you guys can see, whenever we do trade sideways and when we break out, we start a massive bull run. So I'm just looking at IWM and I'm just waiting for it to break out. So that is what I'm watching for IWM. MP. MP. So let's look at daily. Yeah, we have like this downtrend breakout. I was looking at, I think this is I forgot the ticker. Okay, so it's IBKR, Interactive Brokers. It's kind of like Robinhood, how Robinhood IPO'd, but Interactive Brokers is a broker for Canada. And I was looking at the monthly chart, and oh my god, it has like a massive cup and handle. So this looks like a very interesting play. Interactive Brokers, massive cup and handle on the monthly. I'm gonna make a video on it probably, but I'm not too familiar with the stock, so I'd be very careful. So as you guys can see, we're kind of forming this massive cup and handle over here. I already took a look on Zoom. I wouldn't play Zoom again with the vaccines and everything. It's kind of like a fad stock. Like, it'll fade away eventually. Let's look at Qualcomm. If you guys do have any indicators on, if you guys have any questions on the indicator, let me know in the comments. So let's look at the 5 minutes for Qualcomm. Okay, so let's look at, so kind of like, it's a weird position. We're kind of in this chop level for Qualcomm and SPY. Qualcomm is actually going for a ascending triangle breakout. So if you guys pull up the 5 minute chart, it's going for a third breakout above 125. Again, 125, kind of that, that mental number when I talk about in my videos. We kind of have this mental number, and then the price target would be a break above 126.30. Watching Tesla. Yeah, so we're just in this chop level. I don't like to alert plays like these, but again, this Tesla play was on the watch list, and make sure you go over these videos. Yeah, I was actually looking at Chewy before. Okay, so I do like Chewy, but I just don't like how it kind of broke this support right over here, and I'm gonna tell you why I loved Qualcomm. Okay, first of all, let's look at the weekly chart for Qualcomm. So there's no actual indication that this is a support, like a major support. Why I loved Qualcomm was because, okay, as I explained in this video, we had a major support, but as you guys can see, 1, 2, 3, and around 4 times. Okay, so for Chewy, it's not that much of a major support. I'm not seeing a bounce a really strong enough bounce. For Qualcomm, we had multiple confirmations that this was a major support. Just look at these wicks. I'm watching the weekly close on Qualcomm. That is the main thing that I'm watching. For Qualcomm, we need to close above the support, and we need to see that very nice wick, and then we can play the earnings runoff. So for Chewy, not looking at Chewy honestly. Probably later on. UPST. So I actually had this whole move charted, which is insane. I was talking in Discord, and we had this ascending triangle on UPST, but I didn't play it. Again, that is why I'm working on those SMS alerts. I do have a trade log. I'm still updating it for this month, but it's kind of funny to have a trade log because a lot of like these plays, they're very nice to come back to. For example, this Moderna play at like 184, and if we like scroll up right over here, that was like a whole 175% mover from the vaccines. But overall, yeah, it's kind of like crazy. It's very nice to have a trade log and a YouTube channel to track your losses and your wins. Downtrend. How can you identify if it will determine a strong uptrend versus a downtrend? So when I look for an uptrend, it's very simple: a break above this downtrend. If we break a line, any certain downtrend line, for example, SPY, Apple, even like TSM, something like TSM or Qualcomm, I look for a break above to be bullish to play calls. That is how I determine a reversal. Yeah, very nice on Qualcomm play. The thing is, we did kind of get lucky off that news, but I think either way we would have gapped up. Look at the 5-minute right over here. Okay, if we look at the 5-minute for Qualcomm, it's making this ascending triangle, which is very nice right over here, as you can see. But either way, for Qualcomm, we kind of did fill that gap right over here, and we still ran. Shibcoin, I don't look at crypto. Let's just look at, is this I mean, it's kind of in this breakout, I guess, on the 5-minute. Let's look at the daily. So this is Shiba coin, which just kind of looks interesting. I don't know, I just saw the comments. It's kind of forming this cup. It kind of looks like a firm holdings. Okay, so I was actually another play that I was watching for this week. I'm not sure if this was on a watch list, but it kind of had this break above like 140, so it's kind of running right now, which is pretty interesting. Again, I do make watch lists, and I'm working on the SMS alerts. Okay. Shibcoin. And I'm still messing around with option unusual whales. Kind of like you can track orders and stuff. I do have like a coupon code, which is Firecycle14, but I'm gonna mess around with this right over here. Basically, I can track like high option buying, which is pretty interesting. And some of my plays I do find using this website, unusualwhales.com. If you do plan to buy it, there's a coupon code Firecycle14 in the shop. So I usually just go over here, alerts. Let's look at filters. So I'm basically, it's just a great scanning tool for me to look at like option buying and tracking whales, I guess. Let's look at emojis. So let's remove the bid. So, and then we'll have, where's the bid? Okay, so let's remove bid. I don't want anything in bid. Remove the earnings this week. And what I look for is aggressive buying. Let's quickly look at plug. Yeah, so I was talking about plug. We're kind of like jumping right now, right over here. And I do want to buy puts on it, but you do not want to fight the trend. What I'm looking as a confirmation will be this gap fill, okay? I would just set a alert. Again, set a alert on TradingView so you can get reminded on it. But I'm just watching this gap fill on plug. Okay, so let's remove the meme status. No lottos, no leap. Let's remove the index. Okay, let's remove the monthly and then upcoming earnings. So I kind of have like filtered out all of this, and basically what this website does is it shows us option buying, so what smart money or what these people are doing, and I basically just go over these plays. For example, rig, I'll just go over here. I'll look at rig. So the chart looks I want to play it. Let's look at Oracle. Oracle having quite a run, which is very interesting right over here. Yeah, so Oracle, it's having a pretty big run right over here. So I mostly use it as a screener to find plays. XPEV. Affirm plug. Oh yeah, I saw Twitter coming in a lot. Twitter is forming like this downtrend breakout right over here. ETF. And AMD had a very nice breakout. Again, this was on the watch list right over here. Let's look at these. If you guys do have any questions, let me know in the comments. Mara 43 call. So Mara kind of has this breakout right over here. Let's look at something else. PayPal is overall a great buy right over here. It's kind of like, wait. ETF. Okay, let's remove the ETF. Okay. So I can kind of like filter this right over here. If you guys do have any questions, let me know in the comments. Baba 190. Okay. So this is 10 cent. Kind of looks interesting. Right? It's kind of like curling right over here. Wow, Ford. Wow. Ford is having quite a run. Okay. I would watch a put play right over here. So one of the stocks I'm watching for next week is Ford. Let's erase these lines right over here. So Ford is kind of forming this cup right over here. I'm looking to take puts on a potential double top at 16.39, and basically what I'm looking at is, let's look at a path, something like this. It's like a cup and handle breakout right over here for Ford. So I would consider taking puts 16.39 with this double top. Guess when pins will gap up. I was actually watching pins right over here. Again, a lot of these stocks we're in this downtrend right over here. So we have these major resistance right over here. When the time comes, okay, when SPY does break out of this downtrend, there's going to be a lot of money to be made, okay, which is going to be very fun, very interesting. I'm looking at a ton of these stocks. We have a lot of downtrend breakouts. So pins was another one that I was looking at. We like had this downtrend breakout right over here. It's actually broke at resistance right over here, but can we hold power hour? Because especially lunchtime, we usually have like a dip during lunchtime, so I'm watching for that. Let's look at Qualcomm again. Qualcomm 5-minute looks very nice. Again, my chart is messy right now, but and then QQQ is forming like this symmetrical triangle on the 5-minute, like this. So this is, wow, this is actually a close breakout for QQQ. It's gonna decide where we break out. FDX, so let's look at FedEx. Okay, so let's look at FedEx. Wow. Okay, it's kind of just here, right over here. FedEx looks very interesting because we're starting to make a higher low. And another very interesting thing is this candle. Again, we talked about this in the start of the stream. We have this very nice hammer stick. This is a very nice bullish indication for FedEx. I'm just gonna look at the RSI. Overall, it's a great buy. I mean, it's below RSI. Shares look nice, but no scalping opportunity over here. I'm not seeing any scalping opportunity right over here, but yeah, it looks pretty nice. I would consider playing this gap. Okay, it's a pretty big gap, but I would consider this playing gap, especially for Christmas. Again, Christmas is going to be a huge run up, especially when stocks are this low. Christmas is going to be very fun, and buying in right now for Christmas is going to be very nice. Yeah, FedEx looks dots on. So let's erase this. So this is DKNG. So we're kind of in this channel for DraftKings right over here. We're kind of like in this consolidation phase where we just trade sideways until we get like earnings or catalyst or some sort of catalyst. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting right over here. We kind of have this triangle right over here for DKNG. Yeah, it looks okay. Amazon, please. Amazon, I've been talking about this a lot, almost in like every video. Amazon is a solid buy for me personally. I'll be making a video on it later on. There's a ton of reasons why, and I'll be covering it in a video. It's just a huge, massive breakout coming in on the monthly. I was looking at next year, June expiration on my spreads. So we have two catalysts. We have Christmas, and then we have the Amazon Prime Day next year, June. And overall, earnings is going to be interesting because, again, Amazon Game Studios. If I go to Twitch right now, okay, Twitch right now, I want to show you guys something which is interesting. Okay, you go to browse right over here, and viewers high to low. Okay, so what I'm looking at is where is New World? So the new game that came out for Amazon is very interesting, and can we see those numbers? I'm actually not seeing it. New World. Okay, so it kind of dropped right over here, which was actually interesting. When New World came out, I was watching if the hype will calm down, because again, this Amazon is getting into making games, Amazon Game Studio. So watching the profits and numbers on earnings will be very, very interesting. Okay, especially since earnings are pretty. We kind of have low expectations for earnings. If I go right over here, and I could go over here. Look, Amazon crushes earnings a lot, okay? And for quarter 3, we're having lower expectations, which is good, because if we beat earnings, then we can have a massive run up, right over here. But as you guys can see, Amazon earnings are incredible, okay? You can go to tradingview.com, you can pull this up, and they're beating every single quarter, which is insane. So it'll be very, very interesting. If we do lose this streak, though, if we go like below this, we might have a bad it might be bad. But as you guys can see, we have low expectations for earnings, and Amazon Game Studio numbers will be very interesting. Hi, Joe. So yeah, Amazon is very nice. Let's look at Laser. Laser is one of those, again, one of those dead stocks. It's just, I don't like these type of stocks. Like, kind of like TLRY is a great example. They're just dead. Okay, they need a catalyst, some sort of catalyst. So I don't like playing them, especially with low volume. But Amazon is going to be my main one. I'll be making another video on that later on. Oh, okay, so Qualcomm is turning green. Apple has been having a rough day. Apple does have the event, but it's not going to be anything big, honestly, with the new chips. But Apple 140 level, I think it's a great buy, but I just think Amazon is a better buy. Personally, I just think Amazon is a better buy for me. For tomorrow, I'm watching Plug. Okay, Plug is going insane right now. I'm watching this rejection level for Plug 36, and then this potential gap down below for tomorrow. I might also take tomorrow off. Just want to keep my profits. And especially Qualcomm. Qualcomm just looks very, very nice right over here. It's approaching this breakout level. Okay, so remember the QQQ kind of has this symmetrical triangle in 5 minutes. Look at Lucid. Lucid, also one of those, dead stocks. Like, I don't like playing these type of stocks, especially Lucid. KR. This stock, KRBP, another type of, just a dead stock. I don't like playing these. I don't like looking at these. Most of these are like pump and dumps, biotech, FDA, some sort of news, a buyout or something like that. Kind of like messes it up, or like a merger, like Lucid. It was a merger, but I don't like playing these type of stocks. The chart doesn't look good, and psychologically, again, it's all about psychology. It just not, it doesn't look appealing to me, so I'm not playing it. And mostly watching for SPY. Again, we did get the long indicator right over here, and then we're forming this inverse head and shoulder, which is very, very interesting for SPY. If you guys do have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna quickly check. So pretty interesting, pretty flat right over here. Let's look at the 5-minute. Again, we're kind of in this chop zone. QQQ is like breaking out of this symmetrical triangle. So we're having this symmetrical triangle on QQQ. It's gonna like decide the market direction. Right over here. So we're kind of waiting on this. Again, chop zone. We're starting off earnings. Earnings season should be next week. Starting off with the banks. So high watch for tomorrow. Bank of America has earnings tomorrow. So I guess banks start off earnings tomorrow, which is very okay. Let's look at WDC. Okay, Tesla breaking out. Thank you guys for watching, sticking around. Let's look at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla, it's insane. The run up is very, very nice. It's like going up like straight, like a straight line. Let's look at 5-minute. Oh wow, this Tesla charts looks very nice. Yeah, a lot of chop. Power hours, very, very interesting. It's setting up. We're all setting up for power hours. I'm gonna quickly check the calendar. I think we had like Federal Reserve so let's go this week. Again, bookmark this site. As I said in the weekly watch list, you want to be checking this every single week. So let's clear United States. So we had so today's so minutes, and then we have some catalysts tomorrow. Initial jobless claims, and then some other stuff. I mainly watch CPI. CPI was pretty flat, so it didn't really affect the market. Affirm. Yeah, so I did go over Affirm. I was actually watching this yesterday. So Affirm is kind of like breaking out of this huge cup right over here. Just watching, not doing anything really. UPST. Modern, and then hot. Hot is again another one of those stocks that I'm in. Hot looks very, very nice, but Bitcoin needs to break this cup. How will CPI affect? So what CPI is, it's Consumer Price Index. It tracks 400 retail products. So for example, a toothpaste, a bottle of soda can, Pepsi, something that has been here for years. And what it does, it tracks the prices, our prices going up, and that is how we know, that is how we calculate inflation. Again, inflation is prices going up, so that is how we calculate inflation. And when inflation goes up, bonds go up, because again we have those uncertainty. We kind of have that fear. Some days, if CPI is horrible, we would drop, but the main thing is we usually have a dump before CPI. So we try to price in anything. So for example, what's it called, Amazon Prime Day, we try to price in the over expectations before. That's why we always have a sell the news right over here. But for CPI, it was pretty flat. You can actually go to CNBC right over here, but mainly for CPI we dump before the announcement. That is what I watch for. That is why I took yesterday off, and yesterday was red. It was pretty bloody yesterday. We did play the SPY gap, but again we tend to sell off before we actually announce the CPI because we have uncertainty. We just don't know anything, about inflation, and so it just tracks. Like, you can just go to cnbc.com, just read this article. It explains it all, what CPI is and everything. Like, so you can read this article, so you can see, gas prices rose up another 1.2%. If prices are going up, that is bad for the economy. That is bad for the market, because it's kind of like the value of the dollar is going down because prices are going up. So just read this. You can read all of these. It's pretty interesting. Just scroll down, but it wasn't horrible. It was 0.5%. I'll leave this in Discord. I'll send this in Discord for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna quickly send this in Discord. Okay, I just sent the article. Okay, Bank of America. I think Bank of America got affected by, I think, Wells Fargo. Someone had earnings today. I think some other company had earnings. Okay. This was also on the watch list. WFC. We had this symmetrical triangle. It kind of broke. Again, one of those kind of alerts where it'll be on SMS alerts, so you guys can scan for plays and you guys can make your own plays. QQ pennant. Let's look at. Yeah, so looks like the market is breaking down. QQQ broke this symmetrical triangle right over here. Let's look at Qualcomm. Yeah, so Qualcomm following QQQ now. So we're still in this chop zone though. So you can see this level 356. It's kind of this chop zone right over here. Yeah, JP Morgan. Yeah, so I think another reason. MC. Let's look at Walmart. I was looking at Target, and for Christmas I was thinking, let's look at it right over here in this nice trend line for Target. So 1, 2, 3 bounces off of here. I thought this would be a great play for Christmas, leaps or something, But target looks very interesting right over here, because again, Christmas is a huge catalyst for all the retail companies. Qualcomm target. So my target is kind of like this wick right over here, 130-ish. It's like that mental number. But for me personally, as long as if it holds support on Friday and we close above support on the weekly, I think we're good. I took 2 contracts in for 30%. I'm looking to scale out another one at 50%, and then just ride the last one for earnings run up. So price target for Qualcomm would be 100. And again, we had the whole video on Qualcomm, which is nice. We had Qualcomm, hot, again, still in hot. We had TSM, great play. Boeing, we failed on Boeing, we failed on Neo. Moderna, it broke to the downside. AMD, we had that killer play on AMD. We had that very nice play on PayPal. And overall AMC, so just by looking at my videos, you can look at the thumbnail and you can see, okay, I've played this and we lost on that play. TSM, it was profitable. So, the way I'm making these videos is kind of like for my trade log and to track plays, and it's like a trade journal for me. So it's like very interesting just to like scroll down and like look at like my older videos, like this Boeing one, or like the one time we had the oil rotation, or even like the healthcare rotation. So yeah, it's pretty. And we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. Pretty cool. How do you determine your stop loss? So my stop loss is off technicals. Okay, so for example, for this Qualcomm trade, our stop loss was below 123. Okay, if we break this to the downside, it's gonna get ugly. So our stop loss was below that. Another thing what I do is, okay, I look at the 5-minute, okay, and what I look at is at bear flags. Okay, whenever we start bear flagging and I notice that we're starting to bear flag, I'm looking to cut. So I'll show you a example of a bear flag right over here. I'm gonna erase my Boeing chart. Okay, so we were in Boeing, we were playing Boeing, and I'll show you a example we did. So again, what a bear flag is, it's kind of like a bull flag, which is bullish but a opposite direction. So let's pull up my horizontal array. Let's chart up my bear flags. Okay, so right over here we have another one right over here. Okay, so this was, okay, our stop loss. Okay, if you guys don't remember, I played Boeing on Monday. So if you guys don't remember, we played Boeing on Monday, okay? And this was my stop loss set right over here. We had a huge pump. We had some great news. But I was looking to hold this 230 level again for the downtrend breakout. But once I saw it bear flagging, that is when I look to cut, okay? Because again, once we start bear flagging, we're in this downtrend. And from that point on, we just kept falling. And right over here, we're having another bear flag for Boeing. Okay, so 219 is another flag. So as you can see right over here, and bull flag is a opposite. So again, this is a bull flag where we break out of a resistance. So my stop losses are all technicals, and then I look at 5 minutes for confirmation. Can you make rotations video? I was gonna do a live session on it, but I'll just try explaining rotations in a very simple video right now. Okay, so the first thing what I do for finding any rotations is I have a watch list. So right over here I have a whole watch list, okay, on all of the ETFs and all of these sectors. So right over here we have the healthcare ETF, okay, which again we had sniped this rotation. Okay, if you actually see this pattern right over here, we had the tech rotation right over here, and then we have what's it called, the consumer, we have the communications, financials, and what I look at is I look at all of these charts. Okay, I look at all of these charts right over here. So as you can see, most of the watch lists, and then we also have Jets ETF. Now what I look for is consolidation. Okay, there's 3 things what I look for. Okay, so we're in a downtrend, we're kind of like cooling off, we're in a consolidation. For example, this one looks very interesting for a possible rotation. Okay, consumer, right over here. What I look for is consolidation. So as you can see, we have this very nice ascending triangle on XLY, which is a sector right over here. So this is setting up for a potential rotation. Again, potential rotation right over here. So as you can see, right over here we're setting up nicely. Right over here, downtrend, and mostly, again, we had XLB, which is a materials ETF. We did play puts on this a while back, but as you can see, we broke downtrend. But mainly looking at all of these stocks and then looking at the stocks inside them. For example, QQQ. Okay, a while back we had a massive ascending triangle right over here. Okay, now if you guys don't remember, at that time Apple, Amazon, all of them also had ascending triangle. A recent example is healthcare, so XLV ETF. I made a whole video on XLV. We broke out of this channel, but if we looked deep inside XLV, okay, we had the PFE cup and handle a while back, and the cool part is all of those videos are on YouTube. You can scroll down. Right over here. Let's search up healthcare. So right over here, you guys can literally watch the video and see why I thought healthcare would be the next rotation. And then again, we had PFE was one of them, Guild, and then the whole Moderna massive ascending triangle. The next rotation that I'm watching for is semiconductors. Okay, so we already have AMD breaking out, but I was looking at SOXL and I was looking at SOXX. So we kind of did broke this ascending triangle, but I was watching semiconductors for right now. But for right now, the whole market is correcting, so no real rotation for right now. Explain bear flag. I already did, but again, it's just whenever we make lower lows, we want to get out of it because we can go lower and kind of increases that selling pressure. So whenever we break the previous support, that is a bear flag. Something like this right over here. You can like scroll down. So overall, hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I might be over. I'm gonna work on the SMS alerts I do use Twilio for that, so I am paying for all of that. But I'm gonna work on SMS alerts, and let's see what Qualcomm is doing before we close out. Again, Qualcomm looks very, very nice, but the market is dragging it down, which is pretty interesting. Okay. So overall, hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll try to live stream more. But overall, thank you for watching. This stream should be available when I'm out. Yeah, thank you for watching. Guys, did enjoy, make sure to subscribe. And if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments.